Welcome to Crime Maze. In this video we are going to talk about 5 Christmas murders. So before starting this video, like this video, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for future updates. It's meant to be the most joyful time of the year, but just because it's Christmas doesn't mean crime stops. There have been a worrying number of murders in the days leading up to Christmas, as well as the night before on Christmas Eve. Let's take a look at some of the most heinous murders that occurred during the holidays. Number 5. The Sodder family murders. This is more of a suspicious death investigation than a straightforward murder investigation. A fire blasted through the home of George and Jenny Sodder and their family in Fayetteville, West Virginia, on Christmas Eve 1945. According to Crime and Investigation, 4 of their children survived, but the bodies of the other 5 children have never been located. So, did they actually pass away? George was a critic of Benito Mussolini and Italy's fascist administration, and one conspiracy theory claims the children were kidnapped by the mafia. Their parents never lost up hope that their children would be found alive, even putting up a billboard offering a $5,000 prize for information leading to their recovery. George and Jenny died with the hope that their children were still alive. Number 4. A Star Wars connection. According to The Mirror, David and Roger Cooper plotted to poison Samina Imam in 2014 using text messages laced with Star Wars words. She was having an affair with Roger, and despite her belief that they would be publicly together by 2015, he didn't want his wife to know about it, according to Vice. The brothers resolved to assassinate Imam and spent months plotting the assassination. On December 12, they attempted to kidnap her by sending messages, like Death Star complete, and Stay on target, you are awaited Vader, but the scheme failed. Then, on Christmas Eve 2014, Roger and Imam came at David's Leicester home, where David smothered her with a chloroform-soaked towel. The woman's body was disposed of by David few hours after she died. Following her disappearance on Boxing Day, her car was discovered miles distant from her body on January 4, 2015, according to Vice. On January 7, 2014, her body was discovered after a public tip, and the brothers were arrested on suspicion of murder. Roger and David were both found guilty of murder on October 21, 2015, and are still in prison. Number 3. The Christmas killings. 6 people were slain and 2 more were injured in one of the bloodiest killing sprees in Dayton, Ohio's history, according to the Dayton Daily News. The Christmas killings began on December 24, when Laura Taylor, DeMarcus Smith, Heather Matthews, and Marvelous Keene shot their first victim, Joseph Wilkerson, to death inside his home. They went on a shooting rampage for days. According to Crime and Investigation, the group's first goal was robbery, but when Keene became paranoid about snitches, 2 of the victims were slain. When the group became frightened, they could implicate the 4 in the other fatalities. Taylor, Smith, and Matthews were apprehended on December 26 and are serving life terms for murder. Keene was found guilty of 5 murders and was put to death by lethal injection on July 21, 2009. Number 2. The Jonbenet Ramsay murder. Jonbenet Ramsay was discovered dead at her family's home in Boulder, Colorado, on Christmas Day. A handwritten ransom letter was discovered in the house, and her father, John, discovered the girl's death 8 hours after she was reported missing in the basement of their home. The 6-year-old was strangled and had a garrote put around her neck, after taking a punch to the head that shattered her skull. Her death was considered a homicide, and officials first suspected Jonbenet's parents and brother, Burke Ramsay, of being complicit in her assassination. Following DNA testing, they were cleared. The case is still open with the Boulder Police Department because the incident is yet unsolved. She had been strangled, and had a shattered skull from a hit to the head. A garrote was discovered knotted around her neck. The official cause of death for Jonbenet was asphyxia by strangulation, coupled with craniocerebral trauma, according to the autopsy report. Her death was determined to be a homicide. Because her mother, Patsy Ramsay, a former beauty queen, had entered Jonbenet in a series of child beauty pageants, the case drew widespread public and media attention. The incident is still unsolved, and the Boulder Police Department is investigating it. Number 1. The Santa of Covina. According to the 13th Floor, Bruce Pardo went to his ex-family wife's house in Covina, California, on Christmas Eve 2008, a week after his divorce was complete, and began shooting. There were a total of 25 persons inside, 9 of them were murdered. One of the most perplexing parts of the slaughter in Covina. Pardo dressed himself as Santa Claus and entered the house. Pardo also set fire to the residence, and 3 other people were injured as a result of the shooting. The massacre claimed the lives of his ex-wife, her parents, her 2 brothers and their wives, her sister, and her nephew. Pardo died in the early hours of the morning on Christmas Day from a self-inflicted gunshot to the head at his brother's home, and he was never brought to justice. 9 individuals were killed in a residence at 1129 East Knollcrest Drive, where a Christmas Eve party was being hosted, either gunshot wounds or an arson fire. Bruce Jeffrey Pardo, 45, who had entered the house dressed as Santa, died in the early hours of the morning, after the attack from a self-inflicted gunshot to the head at his brother's house. Authorities speculated that the violence was motivated by marital issues. Reports stated that Pardo's divorce was formalized on December 18, a week before the murders. 3 people were initially reported missing, including Pardo's ex-wife and former in-laws, pending the identification of their bodies. What do you think about this video? Which of the following 5 Christmas murders you find most horrific? Do let us know down in the comment section below. If you liked this video and want to hear from us again, be sure to hit that subscribe button before you go.